Hello, everybody, and welcome to Home Turf Radio's coverage of the NFL Draft for 2025. The 2025 draft is on the way. I'm Matthew Wally. I'm your host. Well, it as we can tell you that this year is going to be very exciting for both the New York Giants will be picking third, and of course, we know that the Jets will be picking later. They'll be picking seventh. They'll be picking, you guessed it, seventh in the draft. But as far as I'm concerned, a little noise there. But we will be on the air for your viewing pleasure. We'll be covering we'll be taking you all the way up until the end of the draft because we'll be focusing on that. So up until the 32nd pick, we'll cover there. And now we are because now as we speak, Titans are now officially on the clock with the first overall pick. And I will also like to thank a lot of you guys on the YouTube on our Home Turf Radio pod platform. And a lot of you guys have been very supportive. This has been a tremendous time to be around because I have been so exhausted that this is a time. And let me tell you this. This is no matter who goes in, who goes first. This is this is going to be one for the Bucks. Mock drafts for 2025 looked like this. I know that here's a look. I think for the Titans, they want to look at Cam Ward. Travis Hunter is probably going to Cleveland, and we're getting like Abdul Carter. Because this isn't a huge need, but because this is kind of reminds me of how this team how the how the Giants picked, how the Giants went off, and how the Browns got let me just say this. Myles Garrett, and this is pretty much in need. This is not much in need. But with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, I think they're going to look at quarterback next season, but I don't think that's the case. But I'm not impressed with that mock draft from Ryan Wilson. That is a need. QB is still a viable need, a position that needs to be upgraded quickly, because I'm not because if we do draft an edge linebacker, edge rusher, we have to get the right player. I'm going to go on forward about this, and now I'm producing a birthday stream space tomorrow afternoon, noontime, and as we speak, draft's underway, and as the draft is underway, I will produce this for our spaces here. And I will be on the air as well. I can't wait. But number one, this is going to be an exciting draft for me as a Giants fan to see who we're going to get at number 3. People asking me, who are we going to get at number 3? Who are we going to get at 3? What are we going to do with the third pick? I'm looking at edge. I'm looking at Abdul Carter. If we trade, we have to trade. If we do so, we have to trade Thibodeau, Kayvon Thibodeau, for another pick, trade back or trade whatever we can. And I'll say this up front: it's very aggressive. And as we say hello to our buddies over at Spaces, welcome aboard. This is you're on Home Turf Radio. As we get this early, but I'm proud to produce this for both platforms, Spaces and YouTube Live. This right here tells me everything you need to know about, well, everything, because now we're going to get to the NFL. Now that we're in the NFL draft mode, I am looking into going into it's a matter of who wants to say more. I'll be following it from here. The draft. We'll start with the Tennessee. The Titans will go on the clock with and I'll say this: the smart money, ladies and gentlemen, is on Cam Ward to become their number 1 overall pick. Good year in college. Probably a good pickup if need be, because I think for one, you're gonna get that team is going to get a whole lot better. They are, like I said, on the clock is Tennessee, and I will say this for all you for my listeners and the viewers across town. This is going to be an exciting time to say hello. And of course, I will be blunt. The pick should be, I think that Browns, I think the best fit looks to be Abdul Carter. Cam Ward is probably a good choice. Tetairoa McMillan from Arizona. He might be a good fit. But I will say this: whoever gets there, whoever's they pick will probably help them in the long run. If the Titans would draft Abdul Carter, they're gonna have to give Will Levis more time. It looks like they're gonna give Will Levis some more time. If they go for Abdul Carter, they're gonna have to part ways with Will Levis. And if they are going for McMillan, he could be a huge weapon for Brian Callahan's offense. Again, Titans are on the clock. And I'll say that, and this is going to be, and I for one am getting nervous because after the Browns pick, I am going to say this up front. Let me give you 1 second. So, we're back on the air. Oh, good grief. So we got 2 picks. So we're gonna say, okay, now we're in business. Now the Titans could be in position to get the next big thing when it comes to our offense or in terms defense. I suggest if they were the Titans, I suggest they part ways with Will Levis right about now. If they're going for Cam Ward, And if they are parting ways with Will Levis, I better think they find a better trade. They find a trade partner for him, because right here now it's all eyes on the board. All eyes are on the board. I wonder who they get pick. I wonder who they select. I wonder who, because right now that pick is in. I think that we are going to see what we're going to do. The Browns are up next. Ladies and gentlemen, who will be the newest face for the Tennessee Titans? And the drum roll, please. Oh boy, I'm getting goosebumps. That pick is officially in. That pick will come at the announcement for the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Tennessee Titans select Hide the Horses, Hide the Bear. I wonder what will happen. I wonder who will become a new Tennessee Titan. I'm hanging around with that dumpster fire. The pick is the suspense is killing me. The suspense is killing me. Cam Ward for the University of Miami. Oh my goodness. Of course, take a look at that. Take a look at the pro comparison is Jordan Love. It's a summary from, of course, it's from CBS Sports. Cam Ward is an experienced college football quarterback possessing a lot of the physical traits NFL teams look for in a starter. His career has been defined by its volatility until this season, when he began to dial it back a bit more. Because Ward displays a good pocket mobility and throws with a touch and anticipation to all three levels of the field. And there's a trade. Jacksonville Jaguars are making a trade. They are now on the clock. Holy cheese balls. They say anything can happen, but this? Oh my God. Oh my God. And the trade is in, and of course, the trade is in. I wonder, of course, the Browns will receive the 5th overall pick, the 36th overall pick, that will be tomorrow, the 126th overall pick, 4th rounder, and a 2026 first round pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags will get the 2nd overall pick, the 104th overall pick, that will be a 4th rounder, and a 200th overall pick in the 6th round. That is they trade up, and so the Jags trade up, and the Browns trade back. Huge moves. And with the Titans getting Cam Ward, who knows what they want? Who knows what they'll get? Because I am surprised that they made that pick. Mason Graham they're looking at Mason Graham. They're looking at Tetaroa McMillan. Or maybe they go for Will Campbell, because Will Campbell at LSU. That is a shock to me. If they go Mason Graham, I wouldn't be surprised. Jacksonville needs a lot of defense. Jacksonville needs a lot more on that front. So, whew, my goodness. Excuse me. I'm just surprised that this is happening right here and right now. But the Giants will be next up. The Jags will be on the clock as we speak. I will be blunt. That they would make that announcement. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I will not be as surprised here. So right now, as we know, the first round pick, they made a pick here. Cam Ward, as again, Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick. Money moves for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the trade. So here's what. Another trade. Another trade. This is what makes me question insanity. This high. I want to know why, and I like to know why this happening in the NFL draft. The pick, I guess, the pick is in. We'll see how that is, and the pick is in. The pick is in. The pick is in. The pick is in, ladies and gentlemen, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I wonder who that could be. That pick could be something. The Jacksonville Jaguars are really whoever they pick might get a good piece to the puzzle. Mason Graham. Will they get Mason Graham? Will it be Will Campbell? Will it be Tyrone McMillan? Giants will be on the clock, but I mean, I don't want Mason Graham. If Abdul Carter is up on the board, if Abdul Carter is still up there, I take him. But as far as I'm concerned, it stresses me out. Giants will be officially on the clock as we speak. I don't want Mason. I don't want Mason Graham. I don't want Mason. I know they're gonna make Mason Graham. They want to make they want to make the move and make moves now. So we'll keep it posted. So right now, who will they pick? Second round, the second pick of the draft. I know. Brace yourselves. I'm probably gonna say this because I know I'm about to blow. I know I'm about to blow. I will say this. The second pick. Take a look at the second pick. No. I wonder who will become. I don't know. Come on, give us that second pick. Give us that second pick. Come on, give us that second pick. I'm there. Come on. That suspense is killing me. Come on, that's it. the second pick of this draft. And I can tell you, I wonder who will be number 2 if they go so we can move on to number 3. Can we just go? I would say enough already. Can you just tell us who is the third? Who is number 2? Oh, hold on. Oh, Miss Travis Hunter. Excuse me. Travis Hunter is now a Jacksonville Jaguar. A Heisman Trophy, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, is now heading to Duval. And I think that is exciting. I think for comparison is to Champ Bailey. He's done good at Jackson State and at Colorado. Impressive. He's done what he could. Heisman Trophy winner as a dual threat player on offense and defense. And I wonder what is happening with this organization. If we go for Abdul Carter, which I probably think they will, this helps this edge rush. We can add more pieces. We can add more pieces to the puzzle for this defense. If they go Mason Graham, and I probably bite my tongue with this line, I'm going to flat out bury my hands on screen. This franchise makes, because I am appalled by the ineptitude of this organization. I mean, there is still a room for quarterback play. Yes, we got Russell Wilson, but he's on a 1-year deal. Yes, we got Jameis Winston. He's on a 2-year deal. We need a QB situate long term. It does not matter if we don't rush it. This is a situation that doesn't pass up. So I'm not surprised that if there's a situation that calls for, you guessed it, you're an organizational cluster, then I wouldn't hide it. Then I wouldn't blame myself. I would say this. I don't know that I would pick that organization. I don't know. I can't admit. I will say this. As a Giants fan, I can only imagine just how angry I can be when it comes to make it to this franchise, I can't imagine that this organization can be that. They can't be that stupid, can they? Because as of right now, anything is possible. Anything can happen. The pick is in. The pick is in. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm thinking Abdul Carter. I'm thinking we got Abdul Carter. I don't know. I have no idea. I think we got Abdul Carter. No Mason Graham. If we get Mason Graham, this ain't helping. That does not help the edge rush. If we get Abdul Carter, I think we could get better. I think we could see ourselves back in it. I think we could get ourselves some good, solid players on defense. If we could trade Thibodeau, I wonder who they are. I wonder who will that be. Third pick for the New York, the third pick in the NFL draft, the New York Football Giants select. Hold your breaths. Hold your breaths. I would say that if they make the trade, if they make a trade, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. This franchise makes me puke, and this franchise, oh my God. Did we just get Abdul Carter? Hold on a second. There's someone is kind of foaming and kind of insane because, oh my God, Giants went out and got themselves Abdul Carter. People want Shedeur Sanders, but Abdul Carter, a New York Giant. They wanted, I guess, the phrase if they wanted the guy, all they could have done was, well, they're gonna look at it. They're gonna probably look at this more. Please send your trade. Please send your trade request. It's a shock to me. It's a shock to me. I am very surprised. I will say we want it. We want that. I think I could say this from my perspective. We got best player available. best, and isn't that what people want? I think that is what I feel helps this organization a little bit on the long term. We all know that the I wouldn't say this, and they graded that pick in A. The Browns will pick Browns pick next because I have got to say this. I think when you look at it from one edge of the perspective, I'm pretty much surprised that Abdul Carter is pretty much the target to begin with. And I for one am surprised. But now I am in this level of insanity. I think they're gonna move down. They're gonna move down. It looks like they're gonna try to move down. I think the Browns are looking to move down again, according to Diana Rossini. I will say this. I would not be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants do get that pick. I have at best think that this is a pick that helps the Giants on the defensive end. One thing they got to do is focus on the offense, focus on defense, and rebuild that D. Solid pick. And of course, I know that, and of course, the pick is in for you guessed it, New England. I think to recap the top three. Pete Prisco's top three is presented by your friends at Long Island Tops. Visit Long Island Tops on their Instagram. So here, take a look at Pete wrote about Cam Ward taking Ward at the top and passing on a generational talent like Travis Hunter is risky in my book. Ward is good, not great. They should have waited until next year to take their quarterback. Side note, they're still stuck with Will Levis. And they will probably trade Will Levis if the money is right. And Travis Hunter is going to Jacksonville via the trade with Cleveland. Prisco wrote, "This is the move the franchise had to make. Hunter is a star, the best player in this draft. Jacksonville had to be bold now. And this is bold. It's a great move. They got an A+ for that one." And for the Giants, oh my God, they had to pass on a quarterback to take the best pass rusher in the draft. When the Giants won Super Bowls, they rushed the passer. Carter adds talent up front. They can wait on the quarterback. They just signed Russell Wilson to a 1-year deal. They signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal. We can wait until later on or next year, depending on what happens. Patriots go on in the draft. And I think they're going to go with Will Campbell from LSU. A Mike Vrabel move for a Mike Vrabel opportunity. Browns are on the clock. I repeat, the Browns are once again on the clock. I think that this is going to be a make or break situation for the Cleveland Browns in some way or the other. Should they take the best player they want, or would they trade way back? Give us something. That I done a lot of digging in, and and this is the first time I've done it on YouTube, and the first time I've done it on right here on Spaces. Side note for listeners. Next tomorrow will be the live stream, will be the official live stream, or the live Spaces. To celebrate my 38th birthday. We'll be having a lot of fans. I'll be talking to a lot of people. So be on the lookout if you're on Spaces tomorrow at noon. And of course, I will say this. The Browns will be on the clock. Browns are once again on the clock. I'm watching the I have to produce this show from here. When I produce this show from here, I think that this is a nervous wreck for me that we got good, that we drafted this good. I will say this. We got Abdul Carter. We got Abdul Carter. That is a good move. Pete Prisco recap. I like Campbell, but I don't know how good he will be at left tackle. I see him as a star guard, but I get the pick. When you have a young quarterback, you have to take somebody to protect his blind side. And this is a good sign for Will Campbell. Oh, the pick is in for the Cleveland Browns. Oh, boy. Who will it be? Who will it be? Who will it be? I get so nervous that I've done podcasts for 2 years, for a long time, to write. I've done shows like this to us, and I get it. I get it. This is the moment Giants fans can get behind, since we get to one of the most exciting moves in football. I will say this. Whoever they get is in the spit that whoever the Browns get 5th pick. The Browns already go to hole. I will say this to everybody who's listening and everybody who's watching. I am not gonna lie to all of you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That pick will be. I wonder what that will be. I wonder who will be number 5 for the Cleveland friggin' Browns. I would not be surprised. I do not know. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a trade. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a pick to help poor Deshaun Watson, who they're still stuck with for a few years. Brace yourselves, folks. Brace yourselves. With the 6th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. But thank you, Jesus. Mason Graham is going to Ohio as a Cleveland Brown. I'm so happy. I am so happy that the Giants didn't pick Mason Graham. I am so happy they didn't pick Mason Graham. Oh, thank you. Now the Browns now have to put up with a new now Myles Garrett will have a new partner in crime on the defensive line. Defensive tackle Mason Graham. My goodness. Someone wanted get Mason Graham or trade bound for Mason Graham. We got a stud at linebacker. We got a stub at linebacker. We got a stud at linebacker in Abdul Carter. The Ravens, the Raiders are on the clock as we speak. Wide receiver is a need. I knew that. We knew that from the workout. And we know that a lot of you guys have been. I know that most of you are on here. This has been a tremendous part of the show where I can say to myself, we got Mason Graham. We don't got Mason Graham. Abdul Carter is a New York Giant. Abdul Carter is a New York Giant. I can say that with confidence. Abdul Carter is a New York Giant. Raiders are on the clock. Jets are next. Wide receiver. I think they're gonna go wide receiver to go with with Geno Smith. I mean, this is a new front office. How many times did Mark Davis have to clean up the office? How many times? And then from Pete Prisco, in terms of Mason Graham, Cleveland has been looking to upgrade inside for a long time. Mason Graham would help that. But to quote Mr. Prisco, but I am not sure how dominant he can be because of his size. I like him. I don't love him. Love, whatever. I do shows like this to produce podcasts and say, I'm proud to say, I'm so happy I get quiet because I want Mason Graham. I don't want Mason Graham. Raiders are on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the boat. Let's go. The Raiders pick Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. That is a surprise. The best running back in this class is a Las Vegas Raider. I cannot believe my ears. I cannot believe what it's coming to. I've been in it to think. This draft doesn't get any stranger. It gets really, really interesting. We've seen Cam Ward go number 1 for with the Titans. The Jaguars made a hell of a trade with the Browns to pick up Travis Hunter at 2. Giants get their man in Abdul Carter at 3. Will Campbell will be at 4 with Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels back as coordinator at the New England Patriots. Mason Graham. Who do you want? Who wanted Mason Graham again? Not me. He is now in Cleveland. And Ashton Jeanty is now a Las Vegas Raider. I am surprised. I am shocked and dumbfounded. I am surprised. That move. Now we'll see how the Jets will make their first selection of this new regime. This new regime. And now I get this report from Pete Prisco, which I use CBS Sports to recap give me the recap and a draft grade for certain selections. Before the Jets do pick, I will say Pete Prisco wrote the Raiders and Pete Carroll want to run the football, so they end up with the best back of the draft. Normally, I hate back this high, but this kid is special. Nice pick. And as I speak, Jets will make the pick. It's in. And I will be blunt with you. It's about to get even better with this first pick of the new regime of the New York Jets. I am going to say this for you all. I can only imagine just how hard it is for me to say. I can't imagine what is going on to cover this pick. All right, let's say. Well, I think we got some. People would say, "Oh my God, I'm right with that. I am right with that." Oh my God, I am happy. I am very happy that the New York Giants got it right. Abdul Carter is now a New York Giant. And I am very very, very, very happy. I will say this to all you guys on the pod. But I will also be doing a lot of the shows on the pod. I will also be doing a lot of shows on the pod every weekday. The pick is in. We knew that from the word go. We'll hear in just a minute. But first, let me go to the SB Nation draft grades. Cam Ward, grade B, an A for Travis Hunter. And I'm not liking this. I am not liking this grade from SB Nation. I'm not liking this grade from SB Nation. 3, they B plus. And I think they're gonna. I will say that. And the Giants, I will say this. I will say, but I'm just gonna sit here and say I'm ecstatic to see this pick. Let's take a listen to this here. I wonder what they'll pick because I'm nervous here. I'm not a fan of the SB Nation select grade for Abdul Carter. I am happy that Pete Briscoe did a good solid whiff about Abdul Carter. I said Abdul Carter is a New York Giant. The pick is in. They're gonna announce it. I am happy. I am very thrilled. But as I continue on and as we move along to that 7th pick in this draft, and I will say this. Hold on, pick is in. It'll be Jets select, the New York Jets select. Someone's gonna blood. Somebody go check on my producer, who's pretty much getting blood pressure, probably having a high blood pressure right about now. They pick Armand Membou, offensive tackle from Missouri, from Mizzou. Oh boy. I am in shot. I am a Jets go O-line. Panthers are on the clock. Then comes the Saints. Bears pick 10th. And if I'm anywhere in this organization, I wonder what will happen between now and the 8th. I will say this. I am shocked and dumbfounded. Ryan Wilson's I am out of it. I would say this. Abdul Carter is, I will say this, when it comes to mock drafts, Abdul Carter is a pick I wanted at 3. I don't know if the Giants can make trades like that, and Carter at 3, And they'd probably trade up to get Jackson Dart. Not the no, I don't want another Ole Miss quarterback. I don't want an Ole Miss quarterback. I'm pretty much done with Ole Miss quarterbacks after Peyton Manning, after Eli Manning retired. I think the fear of Shedeur Sanders going to Pittsburgh is a pretty much surprise. But I will say this. If they do make trades to get they're probably looking at Jackson. Giants could look to get Jackson Dart. Carter is a good pitch. Carter is very good, very solid. And I know, and knowing Pete, and I have a lot of respect for the Pete Prisco mock drafts every year. I always say that, and I'll say this. I will not say this. I'll say, okay, this is a year game. This is kind of like, yeah. This is for me. I've done home turf radio for a long time, and this is the first time I've done it. Prisco's take on Armand Membu. The Jets had to get a tackle to play on the right side, and this kid fits the bill. I think he's just a little raw. It might take some time. The talent is there, but I preferred Kelvin Banks over Membu, so it's a B- for them, for the Jets, and they're gonna make moves. I think that this is gonna help. I think this is gonna be a raw draft class. I think I said it before. I'll say it again. Well, this is like I said, this is not a top. This is not a quarterback heavy draft class. I would say that this is a difficult draft. This is pretty much a draft class with amazing defensive and offensive talent. I will say this for everyone on this program, and I like to pause 10 seconds for stations to identify. This is I think we try to create our own turf radio network. Welcome back, and we welcome you back to the Home Turf Radio. And here's what I do with this, and the draft continues on. Draft rolls on. I'm focused on the NFL draft. I'm more focused on. So now we get that, and now we get that. Now we get it. I am very happy. I am so exhausted when it came right down to. Oh, hold on a minute. Pick is in. I know Carolina is in. The pick is in. We'll make it. They're gonna make it official. They're trying to make it official. They're gonna make it official. I like to wait for it to make it official. That's how I like it. I like to wait until the official word. And now we move on to this pick. And now number 8. The 8th pick in the NFL draft. I would say, please. Hold on. Tetaroa McMillan of Arizona. I cannot be surprised. All right, we're back. We're back on the air. Saints make the pick. Saints are it. Bears are next. But on back to Tetaroa McMillan. C4 from Mr. Pete Prisco. I don't love this pick, he writes. I know they need to get help for Bryce Young, but I thought Matthew Golden was a better option. They also have defensive needs. McMillan doesn't run that well, which is always a concern. And I agree with that wholeheartedly from Pete Prisco. I mean, I'm surprised. I can only agree more. I couldn't agree more with Pete. But as a fan, I can't imagine not being this upset about a move this of this caliber on birthday. But I'll be blunt with it. I will say this: I am in surprise that a lot of a lot of people have shown some semblance of support for the Home Turf Radio Network, and a lot of you guys have been very supportive, and we try to keep it modified as we can. But we have this insane and not. I think I think that this is a move that even I can almost get behind. I know the Saints pick is in. This is I am going. I won't blame. I won't say it. I guess the Giants fans aren't going to trade Thibodeau to pick up the 5th-year option. Yeah, I guess so. I will be blunt with you all. The Saints are really good. The Saints. I wonder if they do get the Saints, and I am with the Saints. I'm exhausted. I can only imagine. Oh, it will be Kelvin Banks of Texas. They pick O-line. They pick O-line. My God. And to think that after the injury to Derek Carr, my God, they went O-line. They went O-line. They went O-line. This is what makes you question Sandy. O-line. 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 I am shocked and dumbfounded. We are within an hour of this show. An hour when from that perspective alone, you guys have been so awesome. I think that I am very, very, very shocked and dumbfounded. I am annoyed that this is that, and they look like they're gonna go with rumors. I like per source from Jordan Schultz, Colston Loveland. Pretty good. It's a pretty good pick if it's confirmed. And if it's confirmed, right? I guess the answer lies within. They probably go with Loveland. I will say this: it would be a great investment for the Chicago Bears, who are still reeling after the passing of Virginia House McCaskey and Steve Mongol McMichael. I mean, this is sad to me. I am going to be blunt. Oh boy, and I bet that this is what I live for as a fan, doing shows like this from the Home Turf Radio Network. I can only imagine for the Kelvin Banks selection before I go to the Bears. From the Pete Prisco files, this is a good sound pick for the Saints. Banks can play either side, and I thought he was better than Mimbu, who went in front of him to the Jets. The Saints' offensive line needs help. Now they just have to figure out the quarterback position. And I will say this: that pick will be the correct. And as far as I know, oh no, they brought out clown shoes. Run, Dad! Run, Dad! Run! Run, Dad! Run! Oh wait a minute, my dad is gone. So, but I wouldn't be surprised. I would not. I will think if I will. Let's take a look at this pick. I will be and see what I think. I have to say this: the first round pick. I think when I look back at what this select, who they pick, is a great. I think Burton. The goal is Burton. He's a good for Mizzou. Walter Nolan, defensive lineman at Missouri. Will Johnson, cornerback at Michigan. Could be good pickup pieces for. So hold on, give me a sec. I'll be back between this show. It's Cloud Show, Dad. Nice. Oh, excuse me. I am so shocked. Remarkable contributions to the game. And I get ready, and as we prepare this pod, as we prepare for this insanity, the pick is in, as I said, and run. Running back, Jackson State. Walter would go on to rush for nearly 17,000 yards. And now, I guess when you look back at it, over 13 seasons, all with the Chicago Bears. I think, as you heard earlier, the NFL continues to honor sweetness. And as a fan of excellence on the field, but also his commitment to give back to his community. Oh my God! Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year. And I'm sorry. So with the 10th in the 2025 NFL. Oh boy! Oh no! Oh no! The Chicago Bears select Colston Loveland, tight end, Michigan. Jordan Reed, player profile. I knew it was gonna be happening. I knew it was gonna happen one way or the other. I knew it was gonna come down to it. Sources picked Colston Loveland. My God, and my God. And with 10 picks in this draft, the stress is at an all-time high right about now. That all-time high. I think that this will help. I'm sorry, but I can't, I cannot imagine that for end of the spectrum. But I think that this is a move that even I can't make if I'm the Bears. I will not. Now I will say this. I am so surprised. My take now from the Prisco take. He writes, I love this pick for the Bears. He was my top tight end. He was the best pass catcher of the tight ends. He will fit perfectly into the Ben Johnson offense. Last I checked, they got Ben Johnson, who was former offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, is now that the offense now who's the offensive coordinator for but now he's the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Two of Dan Campbell's former staffers are now coaches in their own right. Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator, now returns to the Jets as their head coach. And now Ben Johnson is now the head coach of the Chicago Bears, division rivals. I guess money does. Money does talk. Pick is in for a lot of you guys, and a lot of you have support back this up. But I am very, very exhausted. I think I could say, yeah. I think this is a great draft class for great for the Bears. Great pick for the Bears. Let me see. I will recap the each before I go to the Let me go over the higher draft picks for the who got the higher grades, like the A pluses, the A. Travis Hunter, who got drafted by Jacksonville. Abdul Carter, Penn State edge rusher. I love this pick, by the way. Hey, and Colston Loveland got an A. I am not a fan of the draft class I am not a big fan of that, there are 3 edge rushers. They got to do something about that defense. This is kind of like the multiple edge rushers, and this is a core that I want to know. I won't lie to you. I won't lie. This is a good. I won't lie. But I still love that Abdul quarterback. Now we move on to this pick. Jalen Walker is still on the board. Mike Green is still on the board. Jihad Campbell is still on the board. Whoever they pick, whoever the Niners pick, can help the defense out. And I'll say this up front to all you guys. I will say this. Whoever they get will help them in the long run. I will say now the pick is up. The pick is in. 11 pick. And oh my God. They select the Niners select. And I would not a head scratcher. The Niners select somebody. Oh my God. Michael Williams. Cal Williams from Georgia. My God. My God. My God. Is this a move? Is this what they wanted? I have got to ask myself, what is going on with that scouting? What is going on with that scouting room for the San Francisco 49ers? I am shocked. I thought they were going to go linebacker. I really thought they were going to go linebacker. Instead, they went for the defensive line. Dolphins are okay. So the Cowboys are next on are next, and the pick is in. Prisco goes in depth. They had to get Pat's rush out to go with Nick Bosa. Williams didn't play as well in 2024 as he did in 2023, but the talent is there. He gives them a bookend to go with Bosa. So no, it's a big no harm done. I will say this: you can imagine. I think they're gonna go edge rush. Oh, and now update. We have an update. Courtesy of the Home Turf Radio Network. If you show on the Tim Pruitt, somebody better call Tim Pruitt and check on him right here and right now. So as we know, it will be Tyler Booker from Alabama. Uncle Jeff is gonna. I would tell you if my Uncle Jeff is watching this, I am pretty much doing shows like this. The Prisco files is there. Prisco says Booker is one of his favorite offensive linemen in this draft. He's a mauler. He's a little limited in terms of athletic ability, but he works for the Cowboys as they try to get better up front. But Pete is asking, why not a receiver here? Why not a receiver at 12? Now the line it looks like Jalen Walker looks like a good fit for Miami. They're gonna go. Jihad Campbell is a good fit. Walter Nolan is a good fit. But it's got to be. I am so exhausted or upset. I'm so excited. I am so. Say I say this. I am impressed to say this. We'll keep you posted. Like I said, we'll keep you posted on the damn as well. If you haven't, check out buymeacoffee.com/Matthew Holly, where you can support my show, support my work, no matter where you go, no matter where you go. That's buymeacoffee.com/Matthew Holly for more details for more. And as we open up the up there, I am impressed. You can say, yeah, we got defense win chant, and I got this on X on my Facebook page from the Facebook post on the Giants fan group. I'm like, defense wins championships. And I agree, and I could not agree more. I would say this. Because but I will say this. Okay, so we'll keep you posted. Colts are, of course, Dolphins are on the clock. Colts are on deck. It depends on whether or not they make the choice to make and the body of work for everybody to be involved. Oh, and then there's this. I won't lie to you. I won't lie. I will not lie to the fans. Pick is in. I would say, yeah, I am very happy. I think it's bad. Yeah, I got it. Get a quarterback in a later draft. I think that I would say second round. I think the second round is more likely. I don't know. Second round is more likely. Because I'm not all in on the Arch Manning Express or anything like it. I like to see the real 2025 draft class. To see that the real QB class that can really electrify. But I'm very honest in what I say, and I'm a big fan, and I'm a big fan of what I think. The pick is in for Miami. I'm going to say this. We are 13 picks in. The recap is coming up later tonight. Later tonight, I will say this. But the fans are foaming here. We'll keep you. I would like to say keep us. I would like to say yeah. I'm so excited about a few more rounds, and if this, well, we'll get to the selection in just a second. Apologize for the technical difficulties. And of course, and we are back on the air on the Home Turf Radio Network. Welcome one and all. I'm Matthew Holly. We're trying to, as we speak, we are trying to reconnect to our pod, and we are back on air, and we are back on the air on Spaces. I'm very sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are back, and we will be, and we're trying to be, and as we move along, let's take a look at what the Dolphins will pick. It'll be Kenneth Grant. So yes, Kenneth Grant will be, you guessed it, a Miami Dolphin will be a Miami Dolphin. The Colts pick is in. I will cover that in just a minute. But as far as I'm concerned, three Michigan players are off the board. And I'll say this. It's exciting time to be a Michigan man. Mason Graham going to Cleveland at number 5. Colston Loveland going to Chicago at 10. And now they get Kenneth Grant at 13. Also, I will go into Prisco for 1 second. Of course, the Falcons are on the clock. Of course, Kenneth Grant, an interior from Pete Prisco. Dolphins had to get an interior defensive lineman, and Grant fits in perfectly. He is big. He's a big power player who can line up next to Zach Saylor. I like this pick for a team desperate for defensive line helps. And now we move on to the Colts. And then they get, oh my God, Tyler Warren, the second Penn State player to be drafted in this year's draft class, is now an Indianapolis Colt. My goodness gracious. Well, the Falcons are on the clock. Solid picks for everybody. And so far, I'll say this. I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't have been a little bit higher or got a B. It is a B from Pete Prisco. This makes sense. Warren is an all-around tight end. He could do a lot of things. The Colts needed an upgrade to make it easier on the quarterbacks. He is a good football player, but is he great at anything? So that's a B for Pete Prisco. The Falcons are on the clock. We are halfway into the draft selection to the NFL draft. I mean, I am going to say this for everybody. I'm going to be insomniac for the word go. For a few moments in time. I'll be on Blue Sky, checking out the faithful. And I'll say this: I'm starting to love it there. when it comes to Blue Sky, you'll find me there. You'll find me there because I do a lot of shows on there. I don't do a lot of shows on there. I do plenty of off-air material for the written and off there. So yeah, but I'm proud to. But now I'm proud to host the program. Now I do Home Turf Radio in this format, the YouTube format, the YouTube and I've done plenty of good things for the radio for this show. So I appreciate a lot of the support on Blue Sky. I'm getting it because I'm getting a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of people on there. But now it's the Home Turf Radio makes its move to its YouTube home. We made YouTube. I decided to make YouTube home, the home for the Home Turf Radio podcast, the new home for the new series called the Back Page, which will premiere this year. And for now, it's exciting to do the show I wanted to do because now I have that amazing following. Appreciate the support, appreciate the love. And as we begin, and I will say this, the Falcons are still on the clock. They're still looking for that good piece. That one good piece to put it all together. I am so exhausted. I think that this is a great. I'm like, you can say, yeah, we could get a QB in a later draft. I'm like, yeah, maybe later rounds, second round. I'm like, yo, say what you want. Say what you want. But I believe in a solid update when it comes to the offense. The Falcons are still looking into who they want at 15. Who do they want at that spot? I appreciate the amazing support from the faithful, and I'm excited to create new material for everybody because now the Home Turf Radio program is now into a new year, a new platform, and it's a blessing every day, and it's a blessing every day. You guys make me happy. You guys make me happy that I continue to do this every day. And that I continue to do this every day. To create the Home Turf Radio platform that makes people understand, yeah, I get it. But nobody's going to buy it. No one's going to buy it. No one's going to buy your BS. No one's going to do your shit. But as far as I can tell, I'm proud of what I've accomplished when it comes to this program and its content. But it's amazing. But I will say this. It's a lot. It's a live show, mind you. I create this program for the benefit of my own opportunity. And as we move forward, the pick is in for the Falcons. What took them so long? What took them so long, man? I am so loaded up on insomnia. I am so loaded up. I'll keep you, but I will sit there. I will sit here. And I wonder what they'll get. The Atlanta Mike Green is on board. Walter Nolan is still on there. Will Johnson's still on there. And with the Cardinals on the clock, they're halfway there. They are halfway there. And I'm so exhausted. So exhausted for doing this every time I get it. And you guys, you keep me going every day. You keep me going every day. I will, and now as we move on to that pick, I would say this. Yeah. Oh, here's the pick. Hold on. Oh my goodness! Jalen Walker is staying in Georgia. He is now an Atlanta Falcon. If you're following along, I do post the selections on here. If you're listening to it on Spaces, check out that little egg with the little comments, that little quote on there, like it's a comic book. Check it out. I post the picks from like 1 to 6 and even news going forward to keep me reacted. Now that we're halfway into the first round, the end of the first round. You can only imagine how happy I am. You can only imagine my happiness. I wonder. I guess the Cards are looking for that edge rusher. Mike Green is a good fit. Don't you think? And I will say this. I am so exhausted about doing. If anybody's asking me why I'm doing this, let me say this, and I'll put it out there. I am proud to do this on a day by day basis, depending on what I do. But when it comes right down to the end of 2025, I'll be doing a lot of shows from doing, and probably more coming up. I am very happy that I am. So right now, as we speak, on the Jalen Walker report from Pete Briscoe says, this is great value in this spot for Walker. There were some injury concerns by teams about him. which might have made him slide. But Pete thinks he will upgrade a pass rush that needs it. Nice pick. So that right there is what I'm gonna tell you right there, that this is a good pick for the tenant for Atlanta in the long run. They do a lot, and this is pretty much the standard. This is a different. They're just going in a different direction. I am very happy. I don't know if this is a good. I don't know if I can say yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I am very much. I'm so exhausted, very tired. But at the end of the day, I am very happy that the New York Giants made a good move to boost up their defense. Abdul Carter. And now we'll get to that pick is in for Arizona. And you guessed it, Cincinnati is on the clock. Cincinnati is on the clock. It's stressful for me to do it. I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but I wouldn't. You can tell how tired I am, how exhausted I am. There they go. And they get Walter Nolan. Is this a good pick? Cardinals faithful. Is this a good pick for you? I will say I want to hang my ad on it. It's pretty much. I I am so shocked that this is happening within the next few hours. I will say this. I will put it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna put it out there. I'm gonna say this. I will put it out there for everybody who's saying, okay, this is a good pick. This is pretty much a good pick. I am so exhausted about it. If you love what I do, take the time to support and take the time to do so, because this show is indeed live and in living color right here on YouTube and also on Spaces. Appreciate the support, and I appreciate the support because I am so as right now we are halfway into this round, and I will say this. I am so exhausted and pretty much happy to do this show and for all you guys. I will go the Nolan report I will cut to in a minute. The everything else will come out later in a minute later on, but this here, and now we get to the Nolan report, courtesy of Pete Briscoe, CBS Sports. He is a good inside player who will team with Calais Campbell and Dalvin Tomlinson and give them upgrades inside on a line that needed it. Nolan has big time ability, but he needs to be more consistent and dedicated to the craft. So that's Pete Briscoe. Now we go to that pick. Number 17 is in. I wonder who will be a Cincinnati Bengal. I think a lot will happen between now and, I don't know, but I'm pretty much a big exhaustion. I have a big exhaust pipe in my system, and I do a lot. It's hard to not do shows like this from my perspective as a sports fan, and it's been a tremendous job to do YouTube podcasting as a whole. And the support is there. Blue also side note, also if you're willing to help, also it's an amazing accomplishment for me. I got 3,000 followers on Blue Sky. What an amazing one! How amazing is that? That is a number I'm surprised that I couldn't even imagine. So that right there protects that right there is I'm not going to now we move on to the second round of the draft. Second round of the draft I won't cover. I'm very excited. I will be exhausted by then. I will be celebrating my 38th birthday tomorrow. So podcast is exclusive to streaming on 15th. So pardon the noise here, and as we pardon the noise there, but we do have I get notifications from Facebook, and these are, and this is passionate fans. I will, but as far as I know, we'll see how that. I will say how it plays out. The 17th pick is up. Draft. Oh, looks like they good. Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M. joining the Cincinnati Bengals. My goodness gracious, we are halfway into the first round, and so far, no trades other than the Browns Jaguars trade from Ian Rappaport. And I think that they're going to go. I think he's done a tremendous job keeping us today. Shamar, now the Seahawks are on the clock. The Bucks are next. But I'll say this. I get a lot of support. There are good people who really are happy with the pick. But I about Abdul Carter, there are a few others, but second round's a pick. But I think that the Giants' need is a QB. Jackson Dart is pretty much of if Jackson Dart is in there, I wouldn't mind. But I will get to the Prisco bit in just a bit. But here's this from Pete. He gave it a C. The Bengals needed edge help, but Stewart is raw and lacks football instincts. There wasn't a lot of production to this game. The tape shows a player who needs to learn how to play football, but the talent is there, so that's a C. You know, he also gave a C to. Well, I would say that he gave the C to the Carolina Panthers for Tetairoa McMillan, and he gave a C plus to the Browns for drafting Mason Graham. So yeah, I think pretty much a shock to me. I'm so exhausted and I'm amazed. I will be, and I'll try to keep it posted on everything that's happening. But as far as I know, and I'm surprised. Whew, boy. But I will be blunt with everybody. As we move along in the second hour. And what recap? And I like to start off with this little recap of the last few picks. First off, Cam Ward, drafted by the Tennessee Titans. They could have said Pete Prisco is saying they could have just waited to take next year to take their quarterback, instead they passed on a generational talent like Travis Hunter. So that right there tells you right then and there what they need to be done. And then there's the trade. Drop down to from the Jags move up from 2 to 5 to 2. Browns trade down. They drafted Travis Hunter, which is a good pick. Abdul Carter, drafted by the The Giants. I love this pick, by the way. Will Campbell in LSU. Mason Graham, C+ pick for Cleveland. Ashton Jeanty is now a Las Vegas Raider. Armand Membu is now a New York Jet. B-. Don't worry about it. Terodoro McMillan, a C pick for the Panthers. Calvin Banks Jr. goes to New Orleans. Colston Loveland, Tennessee, to tight end of Michigan from Michigan is going to Chicago. Michael Williams is in San Francisco. Tyler Booker in Dallas. Kenneth Grant in Miami. Tyler Warren is going to Indy. Jalen Walker is staying in Georgia to play for the Falcons. Walter Nolan is going to Arizona. Shamar Stewart going to Cincinnati, and now the Seahawks make the move. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They picked with the 18th pick. The Seattle Seahawks. For the love of God, are really going all in on center. Or going for guard from North Dakota State, Gray Zabel. Good pick or not? I'm going to let you all decide once you listen to this on the show. This, and now the Bucks are on the clock. Broncos on deck. I will say that, and I'm exhausted. I'm very exhausted. This is the best pick so far in this draft is Travis Hunter to Jacksonville. So that is a good pick for them. Bad pick so far. It's a tie between Terodoro McMillan, who Pete Prisco said, I don't love this pick. And C to Shamar Stewart. And said, he's raw. Stewart is raw and lacks football instincts. For Zabel, here's the thing. He can play guard or tackle or center. And as Pete Prisco said, the Seahawks were a disaster on the offensive line. So it works. Zabel showed well at the Senior Bowl, which helped elevate his draft stock. This works. I could not agree with that more. He gave that a B. So as of right now, the Bucks are on the clock. The pick is in. Broncos are next. The Broncos are on the clock. And the Buccaneers pick is in, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta keep it down. Because I am very happy to know that, I made a great thing. If you want to check it out, do so now. I'm on until the end of the draft. And I will say this. This is pretty much an exciting time to be alive. As a Giants fan, What else is there? What else is there? But now the Bucks pick is in. Roger Goodell coming to. I wouldn't mind. I will say this. Whatever they pick, I'm surprised that. I'm surprised that I wouldn't be on it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do make good pit selections. They are making, for as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what to do or what to think. I think we'll see what I'll see what the Steelers can do. I am not in love. I am not in love of the Jackson Dart. If Jackson Dart is on there or elected by the Giants, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised. But as far as I am concerned, I want to say that QB is still a need. And I'm very, very smart. And I think they say, okay, well, we'll see how that plays out during the draft. And of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get Emeka Buka. That right? He's now joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and this is pretty much calling it for now. And a lot of the Giant faithful have done their best part. I'm very, very tired. I'm very, very exhausted. And now I would say this. The Broncos are on the clock. The Steelers are next. I would be very much be surprised. There are two teams with quarterback issues. The Steelers, the Vikings, and for some, and that's pretty much it. Giants need to look for that QB in the second round, or they might trade up. Running back is a need. Wide receiver is a good need. We'll keep you posted on the Frisco report. Excuse me. Yeesh. I get it. You do something like this, and yeah. And yeah, you can say that I am so exhausted with that's good. Here's a good thing about it. we'll keep you. I think we like to keep you posted on what's happening in the NFL. I like to do that more often than not. But here I am within hour number 2, right here on YouTube, and hour number 2 on Spaces. Oh my God, it's been not a real nonstop workout for me. Final few hours of the getting there, of being 37. Tomorrow I'm officially 38. Now to the Prisco Files. With Mike Evans getting up in the years and Chris Godwin coming off injury, Ekbuka is a solid pick, and he loves him as a player. And Jason Licht does a great job, but why not defense? Maybe the value was too much to pass up. I guess he gave them a B minus. So no, I'm done. But I am surprised. They did a good, but I am proud of what we did and what we. I'm going to put it out. I'm going to say this. I think they're going to say, I think the Broncos are really going to go for a defensive player. No BS. No bull. I mean, everyone would say, okay, maybe we get something. Maybe we'll get something out of it. Maybe we'll, because I think that Denver can get a really good player for the defensive line or the running back position. They need a boost for that. But as far as I know, not much to say. Not much to think of. And when we do shows like this, it's pretty much a calling card for everybody involved. The pick is in for Denver. And I think that whoever they pick should be exciting, should be a good one. I think that it will be I think this is last I checked, this is a post John Elway era of Broncos football. Targets are like Luther Burden, Malachi Starks, and Nick Emanwari. So yeah, it's pretty much hard to connect there, and this is a great. You got, and a lot of you guys are very supportive. We are going to focus, and next year we will be in a total living color from our studios along on during the fall season to cover Giants. I'll recap the Giants, and I'll recap a lot of the Jets as well on the back page, and I'm very excited to continue that. For all, the pick is in for Denver. I think that I will say, yeah. There's plenty of good picks there, and they got the Barstool guy. They got the Barstool guys doing the draft. With John Gruden. Boy, Johnny Gruden is really missing there. So we do. This is going to be our draft center here. And their draft is. Oh, wow. I guess they Jahadi Barron. And Jahadi Barron. And they went quarter. They went quarter. Pittsburgh is on the clock. And yes, I will say this up front that they went quarterback with Jahadi Barron from Texas. A report on him in a moment. But right now, let me just say this for all of you listening and all of you enjoying it. I think when you listen to this later on, depending on where you listen to it or watch this, sure there were some breaks in between and situations on the way, but I am proud to do shows like this from the home. And when I watched the Home Turf Radio Network few years ago, I always wanted to cover live sports. I didn't get a chance to do it then. And now I do with the technology I have, and the prospect of doing many more going forward. I have felt so exhausted. I think we're going to look at I'm going to look at the draft here. And of course I'll go to the sports part in just a moment. But first, let me go to as we wait for the draft, as we wait for some information when it comes to picks. We're in a set. First off, second quarter, 10-11 left in the first, 10-11 left. The Grizzlies are leading the Oklahoma City Thunder 47-34. Or some kid named Scottie Pippen Jr. with 14 points. And that really arts the system. Meanwhile, first quarter, Nuggets, Clippers, 20-14, Denver. Aaron Gordon is putting up 11 points so far. Chris Dunn, 6 points, 2 rebounds for the Clippers. Meanwhile, the final score in Detroit. The Knicks take game 3 off of a Karl-Anthony Towns 31.8 rebounds on an assist game. They win 118-116. Cade Cunningham with 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists. That tells you right then and there. Meanwhile, the scores around the Major League Baseball. We're in the fourth. North. The Pirates are leading by 3. Against the Angels. Meanwhile, in the third, the Diamondbacks lead the Tampa Bay Rays 3-0 as well. Nothing as well. For the Texas Rain, and of course, hold on to your horses. Hold your horses. There's a pick. There's a selection. Oh my goodness. No Shadir Sanders, but Derek Armand? Holy cheese fries. This has got to be a shocker. And we are in 20, and ladies and gentlemen, we are 21 picks into the first into the first round. I am shocked and dumbfounded. Back to the scores. In the second, scoreless in Sutter Health Park in West Sacramento, California. The Athletics and the Rangers are still scoreless. The final, White Sox 3-3, Twins nothing. I wonder what's gotten into this White Sox team. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Mariners beat the Red Sox 4-3. Yeah, the Royals beat the Rockies 7-4. The Giants whipped the Brewers 6-5. Rockies in a doubleheader. Rockies beat them in a double. The Royals beat the Rockies in a doubleheader 6-2. And the O's beat the Nationals 2-1 in the Beltway battle. So that will tell you right there. So that we'll get to the NHL in just a moment. But first, let me go to the Prisco Files. And it turns to Jahadi Barron. He is a good defensive back who could do a lot of things. And he thinks he will play inside on the next level. But he could play outside and play safety if need be. He's just a good football player. But is he a pure corner? The Harmon situation, and it comes to Harmon, Pete points out, the pick makes a ton of sense since they need young players on their defensive line. Passing on a quarterback was the right move. The Steelers love big people early in this draft. It works. So again, this tells you right then and there they're going to make some moves. The Chargers are on deck. And I will say this. They're making some. They're making. This is good. These are good for. I am. Meanwhile, I will keep you posted on the pod. No matter what I do, no matter what we do no matter what we do here. Wow, a lot of you guys have been very, very supportive. When I do shows like this, I get a lot of support. Wow, and here we are, and as we enter the later stages of the first round, I can only imagine pissing on people. And I like to piss people off. And I'll keep you posted. And as we go to the I know the Chargers are still working on the selection. They're still on the clock. Why not some NHL scores? Final note. There. Final in OT. At least beat the Senators 3-0. In overtime, 3 stars of the game will be one of Connor Giroux, Austin Matthews, and some fella by the name of Matthew Nee. Nice. Pretty much should answer for everything. Funny name. Meanwhile, the Panthers, the defending champion Panthers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-0 on 3 stars to the game. The 3 stars will be Nate Schmidt. Nate Schmidt for the Panthers. Andre the Great. Andre Vasilevsky with second star. And Sergei Bobrovsky with the you guessed it, with the first star. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights are down 1 against the Minnesota Wild 2-1 in the 13-32 in the second quarter. Second period for end of the first, and we're at the end of the first. The Blues take a 3-0 lead over the Winnipeg Jets inside the Scott Strait Center. Chargers are still on the clock. A lot of you, and I've done a lot of you got done a lot for you guys, and I'm so over the part where I can say, yeah. He said, "Can we?" I said, "Okay, can we make a move?" I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Hey, we're probably gonna get trade. We're gonna trade a little. We got some trades." I think they're gonna have to make a. I think we're gonna have to make. I think they're gonna have to make a trade here, somewhere down the line. To picking up that first year, they're picking up the first year option, that fifth year option, and that's a good thing. And that's a good thing for the Giants. But right now, I will keep you posted on the pick. 55 seconds left on the clock for the Chargers. They released Joey Bosa this offseason. They needed a fresh start, first of all, and of course they needed interior line help, which pretty much asks for it. And I'm very, very much in for an exciting offense in the second year of the John Harbaugh experience. We are still in draft mode here. And now, you think the pick is? Do we know the pick is in, or did they cut in line? I think the pick is in. The pick is in. Packers on the clock. Packers are on the clock. So that will tell us who they want and what they want out of it. So as we get to that, we will keep you up to date on this pick. I know that there's going to be a lot of people in there. I think I'm looking at the best players available. QB is a need. And if I'm there, and if Jackson Dart is on there, I don't mind it. If Shedeur Sanders is on there, is still out there, I don't mind it. All the Giants can say, I just get a QB. Just get a QB. Anything else is work. Anything else is less than understandable. Yeah, like I said, and again, I'll keep you up to date with the Thunder Grizzlies game, as well as the Nuggets Clippers action. And of course, and here comes Commissioner Roger Goodell making his way to the podium. And the pick is officially in for the Los Angeles Chargers. They will select Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. Come on down. You are the latest member of the LA Chargers. My goodness, that is now. You're on now. We are now. The other guys are on the clock. I guess Hampton is pretty much an exciting young player that they can't pass up. Probably might not pass up. But as far as I can tell, it's what is needed. I am so exhausted. I am so happy that this is a good. He is a good pick for the now. Again, like I said, I'll keep you posted again. 65, 435, 439 in a second. 65, 31. Grizzlies leading. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are leading the Clippers 26-22 in the first. 3:05 left in the first. So that right there tells you everything you need to know about this situation. I pretty much am so excited to do this. And as the clock starts for the Green Bay Packers, one thing is particular. They have made the move. They are making moves to solidify the offense. But we'll get to Pete Prisco's uh, report in just a matter of moments. I'm so very happy to do shows like this, talk about the draft and speak about it. Take a look at the top picks from Prisco that I can appreciate. Hunter, the Travis Hunter selection, Jacksonville did. The Abdul Carter pick. As a Giants fan, I love it. Colston Loveland to Chicago, and that's about it. Now we go to the Prisco file on Amarian Hampton. It's a B. He gave it a B. He said he is a big time runner who will upgrade their running game. He has explosive ability, which they lacked last season. We know Jim Harbaugh wants to run the football. Hampton is a nice pick, even for a back in the first. So that right there tells you right then and there. There are players in the B. There are they are. Oh, there are moves. They're getting trade calls. So we'll see how that goes. So right then and there, it's pretty much cut and dry for Green Bay to make a move. I wonder what they'll get out of it because I know that for a fact that there's terrible picks in the NFL draft, like a Tetsuo McMillan or a Shamar Stewart. And yeah, I get it. So we'll keep you posted on the Green Bay. Jeez, I'll tell you, I'm getting tired. Go. I could say this. Whatever happens between now and a few minutes from now tells you everything you need to know. That there's going to be a lot of moves, and Green Bay is looking to get a good pick. I am going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, well, I'm not going to lie, because this is not a good pick for the Giants. I cannot wait for Abdul Carter to make his debut for the New York Giants, because this guy's a beast, and I'm very happy that we got someone with a big bull, who's a big bull for this franchise. 41 minute and 37 seconds left on the clock for Green Bay. We'll see how that plans out. The draft reaction is more likely going to tell me everything they know about what's going on in the NFL, and I can tell you there are moves. There are moves that I can get. And I have done a podcast for fans. But now, I think as a fan, this is a great part for me. Because right here, it's a live reaction thread to the NFL draft. To this draft, Brock did a great job with my NFL draft picks and everything in between. I won't lie, it's impressive. Because it initiates a live reaction to the 2025 NFL draft, where I share real-time commentary via linked photos or posts starting just before the first pick is announced. Because I quoted key draft selections, such as Cam Ward of the Titans, Mason Graham of the Browns, Armand Membu, number 7 by the Jets, Tetairoa McMillan, number 8 by the Panthers, and Kelvin Banks, number 9 by the Saints, reflecting a draft epi on quarterback, defensive, and offensive line talent. I mean, it captures fan sentiment in draft surprises like the Browns prioritizing the defensive tackle over the offensive needs. That's noted in a reply to Mason Graham pick, aligning with the insights on Graham's disruptive physical lifestyle, despite lacking elite physical needs. It's pretty much exciting. I did a lot of bands. I think that from a fan base, from the situation, and now Mark Murphy is out there for the Packers. Let's take a look at what they got. Their selection will be Beer, and it's their home. Okay, so who will they pick? And I'm guessing it's a good selection. I like to say this. They made the playoffs of 5 or 6 seasons under Matt LaFleur, so why not? They got a good job. And now, the pick for the Packers is Ahmad, and it's gonna be drum roll, please. Oh, I'm getting the suspense already. For 28th with the 23rd pick, 23 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers officially select. And the suspense is killing me. People understand how much I hate this. The suspense is killing me. Eat your peace, Mark. And the selection is Matthew Golden from Texas. Not bad. Not a bad pick. Not a. The Prisco files will come out in just a matter of moments. I will say that I will say this. I think that I will, as I will put this up there for the draft. We'll get to the Prisco files in a matter of moments, but right now the Vikings are on deck. The Vikings are on deck with the Texans next. So, what do you think? And now we get that. Did they get the pick? Did they get the pick right, or did they figure out something less than their best? I won't say it, but I will believe it. I think that this is going to be an exciting part of the night where I can say, yeah, man, this is pretty much a good night for me. 10:47 in New York City time. And as we move on, like I said, I'll go with the Prisco pit, and we'll go with the Prisco files on Matthew Golden. I love this pick. The Packers have injury issues at receiver, and Golden will help offset those concerns. He can fly. The Packers usually don't pick receivers in the first, but Golden was too good to pass up. He was my second best receiver after Travis Hunter. So that right there is a great pick for Green Bay. And it makes you wonder what Howie Roseman is going to do with all of that. So far, I guess the pick is, of course, Minnesota's on the clocks. I guess they're going to really, really ramp it up. But, man, I can't believe I'm getting so exhausted. I have done an amazing part to keep you guys informed, and I am so happy to be doing this from a fan base, and I say, oh my God, we got this guy, we got Abdul Carter, he's a New York Giant. Now the Vikings pick is in. They made the playoffs 2 or 3 seasons with Kevin O'Connor as their coach. I was happy. I was happy. Oh my God. I think when you look at it from my perspective, this is a good solid pick. When it came to that, meanwhile, as of right now, we are back. Like I said, we'll keep you posted on several key games, teams within that that are active. The Thunder and Grizzlies are a minute and 22 left in the second. There's 71-47, and man, they are trying to get a score up there. Meanwhile, it's a 3-3 tie in bottom of the fifth. Angels and Pirates tied at 4, tied at 3. Diamondbacks leading the Rays 3-1 in the top of the fifth. The Rangers and Athletics are scoreless in the third. Again, we'll keep you posted. And as also, we'll keep you up to date with a few key games. And Vegas leading. Vegas down 2 goals against the Wild, 3-1. Blues still lead the Winnipeg Jets 3-0 in the second period. So that tells you right then and there. The pick is in. Here comes Commissioner Roger Goodell. I won't say, and I am so excited. Vikings, Donovan Jackson from the Ohio State. I won't lie to you. That is an amazing selection on my part, considering that I think that this tells me right then and there that I am so happy to cover the NFL draft one way or the other to create more and more intrigue. I like to create, and I like to say this. We're up to 20. We are in the 24. We are 25. We are 25 now. The Donovan Jackson profile, the draft grade will come out later in a minute. But right now, I have been impressive so far. But I would say this. Currently, so it's current. Dennis Sutton, Tyler Warren, who is the, and I'm liking this, and I'm starting to say we're utilizing a lot of stuff that we don't normally do. And I'm creating a show for everybody to be involved. For everybody. And it looks like there is a trade. The New York Giants will pick 25 in a shocking trade. But what does this mean? We go to a file from Ian Rappaport. And as we take a look, $34, and it's a shot, and it's no surprise to me. No surprise to me. The Giants are on the clock yet again. Could it be a Shedeur Sanders? Should it be Shedeur Sanders? Too good to pass up for the Giants. Too good to pass up, or they're gonna go Jackson Dart. And a lot of people say, and a lot of people are saying, and they say, good thing they didn't draft Sanders. Get a QB. I mean, their Dart is still around. But I will say this. The Giants have made a solid trade. In a trade, they get signed out this trade. Of course, this trade, Texas trade 25 to the Giants for picks 34, 99, and a 26 third rounder. My God. That is a haul for the and of course the Giants are on the clock to make it. I guess with the Tish Mara partnership, they say, okay, let's get something. It's either Dart or Sanders. If they want a Dart, he could be the guy. I am so nervous. And the pick is in. The pick is officially in. They lost Drew Lock. Azeez Ojulari and Adoree Jackson are gone for the Giants. But man, those are very hard losses to swallow. But when it comes right down to it, I will say this. I wouldn't mind if the Giants go for a good quarterback here in this draft. Odds are on Dart. Odds are for Dart. You could say Sanders is a hot dog, but the Giants, this is not a G. We are not general managers. We are not executives. We are fans. The Giants, Brian Dable looking on, and Joe Schoen saying, okay, I just hope I don't screw this up. John, can you shoot me in the back if I screw this up? It's a good pick. It is a good pick. And of course they still got two seven rounders. And they drew a second day pick. So they did great on defense, but on offense. But offense is needed. A quarterback is needed. Here comes Roger Goodell, and now
the Houston Texans have traded the 25th pick to the New York Giants. With the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jackson Dart, quarterback, Mississippi.
Oh boy, Jackson Dart is now a New York Giant. Jackson Dart is now a New York Giant. I knew he was going to be up there. And he was going to be, if the Giants picked him, he is going to be up there. I won't lie. I won't lie. I'm not going to sit there and say, okay. Pretty much a version of Bill Sint. I like, because I'm saying, okay, I'm saying, oh, I like Jackson. I like Jackson. He's pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good. And I think the I think I would say, yeah, well, this is a good pick for him. Yeah, running up. I'm just speechless. Not every time I'd say I'm left speechless. I'm just speechless. Oh, great. I'll go with the Donovan Jackson grade from Pete Prisco, but hold on, I think I'm getting a call. Hold on. Yeah, what's good?
You happy with the pick?
What pick?
Nah, on the phone. You happy with the pick?
Which
The
pick?
Giants. The Giants. You ain't watching the draft?
I'm watching it so far.
You got Jackson Dart.
For the first time in my life, man, I am speechless.
Are you happy though? Or did you want Shedeur Sanders?
I would have picked anyone for Shedeur over. I would have picked anybody over that too. So I'm so speechless.
So you happy with Jackson Dart?
You can learn for a year or two,
Yeah.
but all in all, it's all good. Not the one not one that I'm complaining. But thank you for taking the time to call.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm hung up early because I'm like as a call, and like I say, I never thought I'd go all call it like a call and show. But then again, back to the Donovan Jackson pick. A good player to like guard and tackle. Minnesota needed to upgrade the interior of the offensive line, and they will do it with Jackson. The teams love this immunity, and Prescott loved this. And as for the Giants, well, C minus. The Abdul Carter pick was better. This sucked, and I can understand, and a lot of people can understand why. Pete Prisco wrote. I wrote. I know the Giants needed a quarterback, but I don't love this move. Coach Brian Dable was said to be the one pushing for Dart. Well, he got his guy. I just think I would have waited until later to get a quarterback, but desperation makes teams do crazy things when it comes to the quarterback position. I am shocked and dumbfounded. Shocked and dumbfounded. Side note, and as a side note, for those who guys are wondering, I am so sad. I'll go back to it in a few seconds, but good job by the Falcons got James Pierce in the 20 with the 26th pick. Not complaint. It's not a complaint. It's a bit of a shock because this franchise made dumb decisions more times than I can count. And I'm not a big fan of, and I probably in agreement with Pete Prisco on that one because I'm very disappointed in it. On to the Pierce file from profile that brought in and of course the Falcons did trade up to pick 26 from the Rams, so that was a shock there, and it's a great move for the Falcons to get their guy in James Pierce. Prisco wrote that I can appreciate. He is a top 10 talent in this draft in my book, but off field hurt his stock. He had the Falcons taking him earlier in his buck, but now they trade back in to get one of the best rushers in the draft. This he could be a big time steal. So that right there is a very solid move. That's a good. He gave that B plus. I am very embarrassed as a fan. Yeah, the Abdul Carter pick. The Abdul Carter pick I could get behind. But the Jackson Dart bit, I don't get it. I don't get it. It was. I got this on Facebook of like what post is it? Is it good move? Is it? I said okay, Jackson, good move. Someone wrote excellent move. Not to beat Prisco. Not to Pete Prisco. More on the way. More on the way. But I will say this. I will also keep you. I will keep you posted on the round one, and the draft and draft grades for each player when it comes to the Giants and the Jets. The top three and the top as well as the top top 5 picks. This is pretty much saying it right now. Cam Ward got a A from Bleacher Report. Travis Hunter and a massive A from Bleacher from BR. They got Giants Abdul Hunter A. Just a good pick. That is a good pick. Will Campbell B. Solid. And then you get Mason Graham B. That's a good sign. That's a sign of the time. But what about the Jackson Dart and of course another pick from the Jets? When it came right down to it, it was Armand Membu. They gave him an A. So that right there tells you right there that the Jets are really going all on. So that's. But the Jackson Dart is C plus. C plus. Excellent move. I don't know. I don't think so. I do not think that this is a I do not think that they get of course Sick SB Nation gave Bill Carter a B plus, so that's okay. The reason for it, as much as I love Shadir, this is written by Joseph Acosta. As much as I love Shadir Sanders, I think this is a wise move by the Giants. Carter is the second best prospect in this entire class, and he should give the Giants a formidable defensive line. Giants can come back and pick a QB later on, but elevating the ceiling of this team, if Carter comes first, Thibodeau to be on a train bot, which they did, and they picked up his fifth year option. But when it came right down to the Jackson Dart, B minus. Okay. Let me just say this. I am saying this, and I'll get back to and try to get back to the draft. And I know I'm off around the edges around here. So basically, one of the I guess the Ravens made their pick, and they just got Malachi Starks, 27th with the 27th pick. So that for another Georgia Bulldog. Getting more coming into the fold. So we're halfway done. I'm not a big fan, and I said publicly, I'm not a big fan of this insane pick they made, and they have a right to say, and they have a right to say, yeah, this is not a good pick. Nick, so I will say this. So they got Travis Hunter. So I think they did a good job. So I think they did a good solid with. So right here is where I sit. And then I'm not a big fan of the. I'm saying, oh, this is a good move. This is a great, excellent move. And fans start to say, and that's what fans say. You know what executives what insiders really think and say that and have a bigger say in that? Insiders. The Giants made smart moves to build their franchise around. They want, and of course they got, and of course I'm not going to say this up front. They gave him a B plus. They gave him a B minus. So sure, that's Sports Illustrated. But for me, I like to evaluate where things go from there. To say yes, this is is this a good? Is this where we want? Is this where we want to be? Is this where we could say, yeah, he's not going to be a starter. He's just gonna sit for a few years. B plus, the dart pick, B plus from Sports Illustrated. D plus from SB Nation. C plus from Bleacher Report, and Pete Prisco gave it a C minus. And of course, going back to Malachi Stark, going back to the 27th pick, Malachi Stark and Malachi Starks. Pretty good selection. It's a big. So the Lion, he's a good player with a lot of range, who will be a nice add on the back of their defense. But why not an edge player? Then again, this is a tough team to argue about when it comes to drafting salary. So safety. So basically, that says a lot. But now we move on to 28. Tyleik Williams from the Ohio State is going to play for the Detroit Lions. I will say this: it's a great move. I'll see the Prisco, but I'll say that. But a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh man, Matt, I get it. Yeah, Matt, I get it. He's not gonna be the flash in the pan. The flash in the pan that." Jams wanted Dart, they gave it too much. And I agreed. And I agree. We gave up too much. And you can say, yeah, it's pretty much a New York Giants did a good job. Not it. I guess when it comes to people with inside knowledge, the fans think they're smarter than the insiders, and that's not saying much. But you know who really are smart? The scouts. And to me, and I can't defend the Jackson Dart thing. I can't really say anything about that. But to be honest with you, yeah, maybe I was said. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm not a big fan. I'm pretty much not a big fan of Jackson Dart as a giant. I'm not. I can say I'm there. It's not something I'm left speechless about. But it's a 2/3 and a second rounder as well. They overpaid. This is pretty much the stupidest move in Giants history. I can say this with every fiber of my being. This has got to be the most. This is, and everyone's like, "Oh man, Matt, Matt, I know you mean well, but I poke fun of everybody because I agree with inside with people with inside information. I think that I'm not a big fan. Am I a big fan of this move? Absolutely not. But it's pretty much saying, "Oh no," but it's pretty much overpaid. But they pretty much overpaid. But I'll say this: back to the draft. The Commanders pick is in. Washington is really good, but I'm not a big fan. That leaves me. I gotta go take a you know what because I'm. Excuse me. All right, we're back, and as we checked, last I checked, the um, the Tennessee the Washington Commanders just made their draft pick. It will be Josh Connolly Jr., defensive offensive tackle at Oregon. So that's a great. So that right there is a great choice for him. But I will say that I will say this for Washington to get a player of his caliber. It says a lot to the franchise. It says a lot to the franchise. And I'm surprised that I have a lot of people were talking about this here, and I said it's a good. I said bad move. Traded their picks for last year. They could have gotten a second. I completely agree. They should have gotten a first. They should have gotten a. They should have gotten a. They should have gotten a first round. Gotten something from. But this is desperate. they sounds like yes, they were desperate. But I'm gonna say this: he's desperate. I'm not gonna just sit there and say this is it. I'm not gonna front because I'm not gonna. So, Jonathan, right next up the is one is well is the 30th pick is against it. Oh, Buffalo. But I think what I guess what we'll see. I think we'll see. I'm like, mm. But let's take a look. I think they're gonna get a good pick out of it. When I have to be honest with people, when it came right down to, I said, yeah, Matt, I'm not gonna sit there. That's a great Maxwell Hairston going to Kentucky. This is what is this what we were trying to copy? The Buffalo model. I think it's time. I think if this doesn't work out, maybe we could part ways with Dable and Schoen. He's strong arm. He can scramble. Yeah, but pretty much pretty much it's not the one. I guess that they want. I guess they wanted him. This is a show. This is a Brian Dable move made by Brian Dable. Eagles trade up with the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll keep you posted. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on there. So here's the file on Williams from Pete Prisco. They needed depth and more help on the defensive line. And Williams, as a player who scouts kept raving about throughout the process, he could push the pocket from the inside, but which they need. I might have gone edge here, but I get it. That's pretty much says it there. I don't love it. And then about Connerly, and then about Connerly, he said he's a player I thought would go in the first round, and the Commanders needed more help up front on their offensive line. They won't be forced to rush him if he's not ready. But he has the talent to develop into a quality player, not flashy but solid pick. And now we'll go down to the Eagles and Chiefs. And when it comes right down, this is desperate. And everyone's like, "Oh man, Matt, you're at least you're honest about how you feel." It's desperate. To say it's great, to say it's a great move, is like asking for trouble. Fans could say, "Oh, I get." I say, "Oh, I get it." I said, "I get it because they're desperate. They're desperate because." And I'm very honest with that. Getting Jackson Dart is a good thing for the Giants, but I'm not. I think it's a good. I think it's a good move from that. But when it comes right down to how they got it, sacrificing everything to get the guy. That's what got people saying, "Oh, C plus, C plus." Get him earlier, like a massive reach. And I am massive reach. And I feel like, yeah, it is to me it's a massive reach. It feels like a massive reach because I don't really care, because I don't really say it. I can't really say it as much as anybody. Yeah, man, we all get it. It's a massive reach. It's desperate. I say still a massive reach. Still, it's a massive reach. And I have to be honest with people. You can't expect me to say, yeah, we all get it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. But I have to be on. But as a fan, I have to have an honest opinion. It's not. It's not excellent if it's a good move. If it's not because if it's a good move, if you say, "Oh, it's a good move, man," I get it. We all get it. It's a desperate move. Desperate move, man. Imagine the Cowboys drafting Shedeur Sanders right about now, and this blows up in our face again. We gifted the Philadelphia Eagles a Super Bowl. This blows up. We got a D from SB Nation. And this is honestly, I don't think it's a. it's a massive reach. And I say to this, and I say, massive reach, Chris. Massive reach. It's a massive reach, Chris. And I defend and I defend that line. He's better than Sanders, but the trade to get him, you can't say, oh yeah, we don't have that much. Yeah, we get it. It seems like, yeah, we get it. Can't say it's we can't. I can't saying I can't be honest about it. I can't be the only person being honest. I'm just exhausted. Everyone knows, like, you can't saying you're not allowed to be honest. You're not allowed to say how you feel about it. And of course, yeah, I get it. Giants fans, I get it. I agree. It's a massive reach. I'm forced to be honest. I am forced to be honest. They overpaid. Matt, and I say to myself, yeah, Matt, it's a good move. It's still a good move, but it's not. It's a massive reach. And now where we are saying this, I say, you know what, Matt, you got a point. You got a point. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. They got you. Oh, they got you, Hot Campbell from Alabama. Panic. I did. Then it panic buy. Then I said to fans, yeah. The more like this desperate. And this is and fans can say, yeah, Matt. At least you can't be honest about it. You're not allowed to be honest about the fan base. Massive. But then again, it's a massive. I don't think so. He's a massive reach. He's a stud. I don't think so. He's a massive reach, and I say this with the bottom of my heart. A massive reach. It's a massive reach, and nobody liked it. Nobody liked that move one bit because Joe show this showed me. I think I could say what my and people would expect me to be. Nobody's expecting me to be critical of my Giants, and I'm gonna go with the Prisco files here on Harrison. He said, "I love this pick because, as much as any, he's my top corner, not named Travis Hunter. The Bills needed corner help, and he is an aggressive corner who will help upgrade that position. He will be an immediate starter, so that is a great. He gave that an A. And first, and of course, when it came to Jahad Campbell signing, the pick draft, they said the Eagles have Nakobe Dean coming off an injury, so why not take a linebacker who can step in and help right away? If Dean isn't ready, Campbell can start next to Zach Vaughn. Solid pick. And the pick is in for KC. So after what happened last year, I think you cannot expect me to be critical of this franchise. People do not expect me. They should have been there at 34. Instead, they did. It's a desperate move from a desperate man. It's a massive reach. Got there tomorrow, but then again, you can't lie to me. You can't lie. You can't just sit there and say to me that this isn't a reach. And I defend it, and I have to defend it. This is a desperate move by Joe Schoen. This is a desperate move by Brian Dable. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. Name him. Get out. Name him. Sit down. Name one. Name him. Name him. Name him. Name him. And you can't sit down. Sit down. Name one. Sit down. Shut up. Name one. Sit down. Name one. Sit down. Name one. I defend. Well, they got Josh Simmons at 32, and I'll just say this. I'm just exhausted. But thanks for taking the time to watch, taking the time to listen. I'll be back next time. So long, everybody, and thanks for joining me. And as for the fans on Spaces,